HooHooHooRobin.
Well, where do we begin? I guess it's been a busy 24 hours. I guess we could tell our faithful listeners that your old pals, Opie and Anthony, are the top story in New York City. Isn't it amazing how that happens? Your old pals. New York 1 is already running the story every half hour. And we just did an interview with Channel 2, Channel 9, and Fox is upstairs. They're coming down here. The Post is outside the studio. A little follow-up. We were in the Post today on page 8 for your reading pleasure. Right. I guess we got to start from the beginning, Anthony. Because there are people that don't listen to our show every day. Well, you certainly missed one yesterday. That's why we always tell you guys, you got to listen to the Opie and Anthony show because you never know what you're going to hear. Truly. We never know on a day-to-day basis. And, well, if you were listening yesterday, you remember a call we got from Eddie. Remember Eddie, Opie? Do you remember? Yeah, Eddie. Yeah. Eddie was going to be the new landlord for Stalker Patty. Well, Stalker Patty... Where is Stalker Patty today, by the way? Yeah, where is she? She's part of this story. Dude, when I play something for our listeners, there are newsreaders right now that have to say Stalker Patty. It kills me. And I wish this was TV because the video of this poor lady on New York 1 reading the phrase Stalker Patty. She was so annoyed. She's so pissed off that she's got to read this story every half hour. You know she's familiar with the program, and she probably isn't a big fan. And just the fact that she has to read off character names on our program, I love it. Well, Stalker Patty, and we have to get her in here today. She's part of this big story. She has been without a place to live, on and off, for a long time. Well, she got booted out of her last place of residence. She stayed at a shelter for a little while, for one day. And she couldn't take it any longer. She was scared out of her mind at this shelter. Yeah. But then she was on our show yesterday and said, "Well, I got another place I could stay for a while." Another arrangement. This guy Eddie had offered her a room in his apartment, a little room in his apartment. So we were talking about that and asking Patty what kind of a guy he is, and she had met him at a couple of functions that Ron and Fez have done, she seemed very happy with this guy, Eddie, and the fact that she would be sharing a room in his apartment. Well, lo and behold, Eddie calls. He must have been listening to the show, and he called up to say that he'd be happy to have Patty there. You know how crazy radio is? We were going to take a break and just blow off Eddie. Right, we weren't even going to take Eddie's call. We're like, what the hell? Let's see what Eddie has to say. Boy, he had a lot to say. A lot to say, didn't he? He was talking about how nice... it would make him feel to have Patty stay there, and that him doing something nice for somebody might get him that gold star to get into heaven because of some things that he'd done in the past, some bad things. So, you can't just leave that alone. So we kind of asked him, hey, Eddie, what bad things did you do in the past that you're trying to make up for now? And instead of explaining it, Anthony, why don't we just play the tape from yesterday? All right, here is that clip of Eddie... enlightening us on some of the things he'd done in the past. Eddie confessing. Yeah. Here it is. What's some of the crap you did in your life there, Eddie?
I don't really want to go through it.
Eddie, this is like, you know what our show is like? Eddie, where can we find the body? Our show is giving people salvation. It's a place to vent. Eddie, give us one example of something that you would like this to maybe counteract in your life. Give us one thing you did.
Murder.
Good night, everybody.
Are you there?
Are you there? We weren't there because if you hear that audio closely, in the background you hear a chair. I actually fell on the floor. Yeah, Opie fell on the floor. I just took my headphones off, threw them at my mic, and walked away. I couldn't believe the guy said murder. And then we thanked the radio gods, and we continued with Eddie, who is now known as Eddie the Murderer. Do they all have to have some dopey radio-type wacky character name? Eddie the Murderer with you. He's going to do our traffic. Well, when Channel 2 was doing the interview with us, they're like, so there's Eddie the Murderer. Eddie the Murderer. He has a moniker. Yeah. It's Eddie the Murderer. Well, he did indeed say murder, and you can't just leave it at that. We kept asking him questions. So he told us how he did it. Told us how he committed murder back in 1977, I believe he said. Yes. Eddie!
Yes.
So you're security for your buddy, right?
Yes.
Oh, you got to explain.
Well, there was a drug deal. That's what happened. This was when he was just out of high school, he said, back in 1977. He was involved with a friend that was into drugs in some capacity. His friend wanted to go and meet a couple of drug dealers, these Colombian guys, to get some drugs. So his friend asked Eddie to go along with him as like backup. Eddie brought a weapon with him, brought a rifle with him, and just kind of hung out in the back because his friend was supposed to be alone. Wasn't supposed to bring anybody with him. That kind of made his friend nervous, I guess. So Eddie showed up in the shadows and hung back. And when Eddie thought there was a problem going on with the drug deal, he shot these two guys, these two drug dealers.
And this is what he's explaining here.
Eddie!
Yes.
So you're security for your buddy, right?
Yes.
Now, at the time, are you a big guy, a big truck driver guy?
I'm 5'11", 240.
Well, were you armed in any way?
Yes.
With a firearm?
Yes.
And what happened? The deal went bad.
And I just went blazing.
You went blazing. How? And you shot the other drug dealer guy?
Both of them.
Wait, you shot the... Wait, did you shoot the guy you were with?
No, no.
You shot two drug dealer guys.
I shot the other two animals.
And did you hit... And did you kill them both?
Yes.
So double murder. And what happened now? How did this like play out in court?
It never played out in court.
Why?
It never arose.
It never arose, he said.
So you're thinking, why didn't it ever arose?
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought, okay, this guy, he's a young kid or something like that. He's helping his buddy out with a drug deal. I mean, come on, who in this room hasn't? Oh, come on, Norton. I know you hang out with Voss. Cover me, Norton. Spank your mule and shoot it at him. So he's helping his buddy out. He kills two guys during a drug deal. I'm thinking, all right, he maybe is self-defense plea. He spent a little time in the can. I don't know. He got out, and that's where we are.
Right.
But no, Opie.
No.
It never arose, as he said. And it never went that far.
And I believe he explains here.
Yeah.
Did they find these burnt-up, shot Colombians?
No, because we went back the next day and we picked up all the pieces and we scattered them all over New York.
But where was it that it was so out of the way that no one noticed for a day?
East New York.
Eddie, are you lying?
No, I would not lie about something like this, Anthony. I mean, I'm sweating like hell right now.
Is this the first time you've discussed this?
Besides the priest, you, and my wife, that's about it.
Now, he explained before that why he didn't get caught. Basically, he took the bodies, burned them somewhere else, chopped them up nice, threw pieces out the car all over New York.
That story gets a little shaky, that part. Like, I'm trying to get exactly what happened, and there were a couple of things. He said that he had left the bodies. He never said where, but he said after they were burnt, he went back the next day and gathered up the parts of the burnt body and scattered them around New York and threw some of them in what he said was one of the garbage trucks that go around in the meat district that pick up the grease and fat from the dumpsters down there, and just kind of threw in pieces of these drug dealers into those dumpsters, and they just kind of carted them away.
Right. Here's more, Eddie.
Do you know that confessing to a murder can open you up right now to be arrested for it and tried for it?
If they could find the body parts.
Well,
you're pretty confident about that, aren't you, Eddie?
The guy was steady Eddie. He was just very steady. You know what I mean? His voice didn't go, it just was smooth.
Well, that was the creepiest part about this whole thing, is the guy does not sound like some guy calling to pull a gag or, do a wacky bit. People in the past have tried to BS us about things, and all right, yeah, haha, call someone else, click.
We're on record saying, it's in the Post today, it's either this guy really did this, or he's very, very delusional.
Yeah, you either
have his F in mind.
You're either crazy and actually he believes that this did happen and he did this, or he did this. You know what I mean? The guy comes across as sounding like somebody that did this some of the details are a little off. It's 1977 this happened, so, maybe you don't have a complete recollection of it. And how the hell do you prove something like that after this many years?
Right. Well, here's Eddie talking some more on our show yesterday. Eddie the murderer. Eddie?
Yes?
Why are you so confident that they're not going to find any of the body parts?
Yeah.
Because I know what I did with them, and they'll never find them.
Like, what'd you do?
I put them in, you ever see the meat trucks that come by once every 2 weeks to pick up the meat and the bones?
Oh, the big dumpster things that pick up the grease and the bones from the meat packing district?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen those. I just saw one the other day. It was disgusting. Big lump of fat hanging out the back.
Wait, this really goes on?
Oh, yeah, the trucks down in the meatpacking district.
Yeah.
They go in, they're special waste removal trucks that take the grease and fat from the meatpacking district.
And the bones.
And the bones. And, Eddie?
Yes?
How did you utilize that?
I divided them up into 6 bags and drop the bag here, drop a bag there.
All over the tri-state area or just Manhattan?
Inside the trucks. And they get boiled and they make Jell-O out of it.
That's something you don't expect to get in some Jell-O. Here's where the fun starts. It's some Colombian tasting Jell-O. Come here, try some, Rudy.
So...
This just in, This just in, Jell-O stock has plummeted.
I don't know if they make Jell-O out of it.
All right.
Jell-O.
So then he continues, Eddie the murderer, with more details, Anthony.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Eddie.
Yeah.
No missing persons came from this, or?
I don't care. I don't know. Maybe they came right from Colombia. Who the hell knows?
And it was in 1977.
Mm-hmm. The year after I graduated. I graduated in 76.
And you know the guy that you did this with is still around? What's his first name?
I'd rather not...
Oh, yeah, don't give too many details. You're right. You're right, Eddie. Yeah, he didn't want to give up his friend. Isn't that nice?
That's a nice guy.
Yeah.
All right.
Woo, man.
And then he starts admitting to other things.
Do you still keep a gun, Eddie?
I have 6 guns, all legal.
All legal. Any handguns?
Yes, I do.
Oh, you're able to get a handgun license? I guess that was from your...
My wife has a handgun license, too.
And I think she should keep that updated.
Daddy, right before I have orgasm, I'm going to stick my rifle in your balloon knot. You ready?
Eddie, do you still have the murder weapon?
Excuse me?
Do you still have the murder weapon?
No.
You got rid of that?
Yeah, I cut that up in pieces.
He's smart. Where's that?
That's all over Brooklyn.
Got rid of the murder weapon, which would have been a very key piece of evidence in this.
He didn't answer for everything yesterday.
Yeah.
These are just the highlights. I mean, we interrogated him, being detectives, Aunt and I.
Yes.
For over an hour, and he didn't crack.
I think we should be known as the Starsky and Hutch of the new millennium. We could get a wacky car and just drive around solving crime, Opie. How fun would that be? Put the siren out the window and stick it to the top of the roof. Woo! We got crime to solve and radio to do.
And here's Eddie continuing. I think he talks more about the cleanup.
All right.
So there's no evidence around at all, huh?
No. We did a very thorough cleanup.
Did they pull guns on you?
They pulled a gun on my friend, and that's when I took him out.
That was Brewer.
Where?
You gotta, we should say at this point, Brewer was in the studio yesterday helping us out with the show.
He had us laughing our asses off. He was doing an impression of Eddie.
And he was goofing pretty good with the guy, and then you heard him there get all serious, like, wait a minute, what the F am I listening to here?
Yeah, we were talking to Eddie, obviously a little before he confessed, and then Brewer was just making fun of him and imitating him. The second he said he had committed double murder, Brewer just shut up and stopped his little imitation.
Yeah, pretty much. And then he talks about Son of Sam here, because
he does.
I guess this happened in the same time period, the Summer of Sam.
Hey, Eddie.
Yeah.
What month was that in 77?
It was the month of the Son of Sam.
What, like the summer that Son of Sam was?
Yep.
Remember a month like...
He killed his first victim in Forest Park, and this went down the following week. So the city was running around all screwed up.
Right.
Were you a copycat murderer?
No.
No, he had a reason for it. Not like Son of Sam was a kook.
I just planned for it for the worst scenario.
Planned it for the worst scenario. All right.
Our Eddie is a murdering Eddie.
It's Ted Baxter, here now the news. Confessed killer. Okay, Eddie.
Rick's trying to get more clips. We have one more, him talking about how they died, I think.
Did they die quick?
I don't know, but we packed them up in bags and we got them the hell out of there.
Where'd you burn them?
Where'd you find the bags?
So you packed
You're not going to believe it, but in 2 bags here. Perfect.
2 bags. That's what you needed.
Well, where did you burn them?
Well, I'd rather not say.
Why not?
Because what if they might find an inkling of something or other.
Forensics, they can't figure stuff out like that nowadays.
Not with plastic.
All right, Cross Bay.
Cross Bay, what?
In the marsh.
Cross Bay in the marsh is where they got burnt up.
We're getting more of the clips together for the show today. So that's pretty much an overview of what happened yesterday. And we wake up today, and we're in the New York Post, and then the phone has been ringing ever since. We've done an article or an interview with the Boston Herald already. We're going live on a Chicago radio station in a few minutes here.
Yes.
We got the New York Post. They already did a follow-up. They want to take some pictures. We did an interview with Channel 2. We talked to detectives.
Yeah.
We got Channel 9 and Fox News on their way.
Fox!
Well, they're here. I don't know. I don't know where they're at right now, but
they really jumped on this one.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Seems like this story has some legs.
Is there any way we can speak with Eddie today?
We've been talking to him off and on all day.
Yeah?
All day. The last time we talked to him, he was kind of just laying in his bed.
Laying in his bed.
And I'll tell you this much. He said he had a WOW shirt all neatly pressed next to him on the bed. That's the last thing we've heard.
Look, all I want you to tell Eddie, I'm not one to say I'm not a whore when it comes to this. You must have Eddie put that WOW shirt on.
He has it on.
Oh, he has it on now?
Oh, no. Because I called him back to make sure he had put it on. I said,
you did?
He just made me promise we'd get him a new one.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, we'll get him
sure.
Because the first W is a little worn out.
Those are good. They use them like cigarettes. Money.
Anthony.
Yeah.
So I want to read the Post article.
All right.
Because we're on in a lot of cities right now.
New York Post.
New York Post ran with the story today on page 8, Anthony. Headline, Hoax Leary Cops Probe Radio Call-In Slay Confess.
What?
The outrageous Opie and Anthony radio show turned into a deadly serious version of America's Most Wanted yesterday when a live caller told stunned listeners he'd once killed 2 men in a drug deal gone bad.
Yes.
Some of the biggest fans of the popular WNEW show include cops who later flooded the station with incredulous calls.
They were incredulous.
The NYPD's cold case squad has taken the call seriously enough that its investigators are heading to the station's Midtown offices today to listen to a transcript of the show. And they did do that today. He's either very delusional or he's telling the truth, and he didn't sound like the kind of guy to make this up. Co-host Anthony Cumia said.
Nice to have my name in the Post and not have that picture of me and the ex walking down the courtroom steps.
I think this is your first quote that has nothing to do with the Olsen twins. Congratulations.
Did the writer say I was a gentleman?
We're not making this up, and it's not a bit. When he said murder, my head spun around. I know, because people expect us to do this type of thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to convince you guys. We have nothing to do with this.
Well, when we spoke with Dean Johnson from Boston,
the Boston Herald,
he was like, guys, really? Numerous times he was like, guys, is this a gag?
Because he lived through the whole mayor prank.
Yeah.
He reported on it many stories there.
But no, we know how serious a crime it is to do something like this as a gag.
All right, the article continues. The man who identified himself on air as 44-year-old retired trucker named Eddie from Ridgewood, Queens, said he was calling to offer one of the show's characters, a homeless woman known as Stalker Patty, a place to stay.
Stalker Patty turning into a star in this whole thing.
Wait till we play the news clip that they're running every half hour on New York 1. When Opie and Anthony asked why, the man said it was to make up for a past mistake. Pressed on what he'd done, the man said he had killed 2 drug thugs in 1977 after going with a pal to a warehouse on Pennsylvania Avenue in East New York, Brooklyn, as backup on a deal. The man described how he blew the pair away with a long-range rifle when one of them pulled a gun. He said he and his friend took the bodies to a marsh, poured gasoline on them, and burned them. They tossed some of the remains into garbage trucks in the meatpacking district, he said. With all the crap in my life, this is a quote from Eddie, with all the crap in my life, maybe this, meaning offering, Patty shelter.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Will give me a gold star to get me to heaven.
Well, Eddie, let me look at your folder here. I see you killed 2 people, but you gave Patty a place to live. Come on in, Eddie. Enjoy heaven.
Looks like a wash to me.
Right.
The man said he confessed his crime to a shrink who urged him to talk about it. I'm not worried about confessing because they'll never find the body parts, he said. But when a cop called and asked to meet with him, he hurriedly said he had to get off the line. I'm sweating like hell right now, he mumbled before hastily hanging up. Yeah, but then he continued calling back. He called Ron and Fez after us here in New York. He called the morning guy, Scott Farrell. He called this morning.
Farrell just lambasted him.
Eddie, what are you, an idiot?
Why don't you just put it on a billboard in Queens?
You're an idiot. And then Scott was trying to interview him some more, and he admitted pretty much most of the same stuff that we just played you, and then goes, yeah, but I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about the Yankees.
I was called about the Yankees. I want to comment on the Yankees.
What are you, stupid?
Yeah. Well, he kept saying, he goes, you're lying, aren't you, Eddie? You're lying about this whole thing. And Eddie just would not say he was lying. He said, no, this really happened. And then he said he just wanted to talk about the Yankees. He goes, he wants to talk about Yogi Berra or something. Farrell was kind of drawing conclusions that perhaps Eddie wanted to kill Yogi Berra. Mike's got a great idea on line 4.
On line 4.
Maybe we could tie this into some wacky part of our show. Mike. Hold on.
Oh, wait, I got it.
What was it, Opie?
Program wasn't down on the...
are you there?
Yes, Mike.
Hey, listen, I want to know if we can hold a contest, some kind of scavenger hunt for Eddie's body parts.
For the Colombians' body parts all over New York.
What kind of prize can we offer? A big wow sticker? You know, maybe have Eddie on the wow sticker?
This one's getting a little serious, my friend. A little serious. A lot of people saying the guy's lying.
So basically, it's in bad taste to have some sort of scavenger hunt?
I would love for someone to bring a piece back to the station, but I don't know.
Yeah, that would be very hard to...
Can we bag the pieces?
All right, Mike, thank you.
I don't think that would be possible.
We love doing bits, but there's so much to the story that we still got to get to.
Yeah.
So now New York One is the first news organization running with the story, Anthony. They're doing this story every half hour on the hour.
They're one of the local
twice an hour.
local news stations here on television that repeat their top stories every half hour.
Right.
It's just all news, all day, all night.
Listen to this poor lady. You can tell she's not a fan of ours. She pretty much hates us and can't believe she has to read the name Stalker Patty during a newscast.
Perhaps Steve C. could put the clip on Foundry Music so you can look at her face. At the end of this, her eyes just roll and go to the side. She makes the face like, oh, did I have to read that?
Yeah, we'll put the clip on FoundryMusic.com. FOUNDRY music.com. Okay? But this is how they're reporting it on New York One.
A murder confession on the Opie and Anthony radio show. A man who identified himself as Eddie from Ridgewood, Queens, called in yesterday to offer one of the show's characters, a homeless woman known as Stalker Patty, a place to stay. The station says the man told them he was trying to make up for something he had done in his past and was hoping his offer would give him a gold star to get into heaven. When pressed on what he had done, the talk show says the man admitted to killing 2 men in a drug deal gone bad in Brooklyn in 1977. He reportedly went on to describe in detail how he blew them away and disposed of the body parts. Police listening into the show are said to have flooded the station with phone calls. When one cop finally got through and asked to meet Eddie, Eddie quickly got off the line. The NYPD is now taking the matter seriously and plans on investigating the call further.
Oh, and they are investigating. Big time.
Well, they ask a couple of things.
The detectives loved our office. They're like, hey, we can't hang any of this crap in our place of work.
Hey, you see what one of them said, though?
What's with the Olsen twins poster? Because I see a bunch of, grown-up ladies on the walls here. What's with the Olsen twins? I didn't fess up to it there. I think I did say Ashley's the goer, though. All right. Pointed that out. And if the phones have exploded, let's take a break. Mm-hmm. Rick is trying to get Eddie on the phone. I don't know. He was there, at 2:30?
Yeah, last time I talked to him, he was there. He was hanging out, laying in bed.
What happens when you call?
He just picks up the phone.
No, now. Did you try calling him again?
I got a busy signal.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to try one more time before we go off?
We'll take a break. Come back and try. This is not a stupid radio tease. We really don't know if we're going to get him on the air. Yeah. I'm not going to, play that game today. But we'll try. All right? So where are we at, man, with this Eddie thing? Well, we played the New York One clip. I do believe that other news organizations are making their way down here. Is that what I hear? Fox? Channel 9? Wins Upstairs is doing a story on this. 1010 Wins, the all-new station in New York. And we'll see how it plays out. You want to hear the New York One story again? Yeah, that's hysterical because she has to say Stalker Patty.
A murder confession on the Opie and Anthony radio show. A man who identified himself as Eddie from Ridgewood, Queens, called in yesterday to offer one of the show's characters, a homeless woman known as Stalker Patty, a place to stay. The station says the man told them he was trying to make up for something he had done in his past and was hoping his offer would give him a gold star to get into heaven. When pressed on what he had done, the talk show says the man admitted to killing 2 men in a drug deal gone bad in Brooklyn in 1977. He reportedly went on to describe in detail how he blew them away and disposed of the body parts. Police listening into the show are said to have flooded the station with phone calls. When one cop finally got through and asked to meet Eddie, Eddie quickly got off the line. The NYPD is now taking the matter seriously and plans on investigating the call further.
And all we know right now is they're investigating, Anthony. Right. I mean, we have said many, many times, we don't know if this guy's legit. We don't know if he's out of his effing mind. He sounded crazy, but, crazy people do delusional? Does he really believe this? Right. Is he just a mental case? A mental case.
You are a metal case.
Well, it sure makes for a good story. Yeah. Anthony, we got to break in because Eddie's on the line. Oh, is he? Eddie!
Hey, what's up, guys?
This is indeed Eddie. Eddie, where are you?
At home, I had a visit from the New York Finest.
The NYPD?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And they told me to keep my mouth shut and hire a lawyer.
Keep your mouth shut and hire a lawyer.
Yeah.
What did they ask you, Eddie?
All sorts of questions that I can't divulge over the phone.
Divulge? Don't divulge it.
Well, whatever. I'm a little nervous right now, so.
Well, they felt like they didn't need to bring you in, right?
Nope. So.
Really? Is that bring you in yet, or?
Yes, bring me in yet.
Or are they starting to think that you're just effing nuts?
I think they're going through the books and maybe who the hell knows. But they told me to stay off the radio.
You ass. So what are you doing on the phone?
Well, just to let you know that I can't go on the radio.
You're the first murderer to ever be released on his own recognizance.
Yeah.
And I need a new Wild T-shirt, man.
Right.
They wanted to take me out in this piece of crap.
Eddie.
What?
It's time to confess. Are you just effing nuts?
No, I'm not effing nuts.
So why didn't they bring you down to the station? Yeah,
house?
If you killed 2 people, Eddie.
They just don't want me to say anything on the radio anymore until this is all cleared up.
Are they going to be doing a little more investigating on you, Eddie?
I think so.
How many people came to your apartment?
3 detectives.
3?
Yes.
And they just felt like there was no problem.
Well, I gave them all the right answers.
Did you tell them that you killed 2 people, Eddie?
No, I didn't tell them that.
Oh, you didn't confess to your murder?
Not to them.
Now, Eddie, I'm going to ask you something.
I can't answer.
Eddie, I'm going to ask you something,
Anthony,
and I
your
want
hands
you...
were tied when your wife was divorcing you. What do you think my hands were tied over here?
Same thing. Well, yeah, same thing. Eddie,
Yeah, but mine could have cost me a lot of money.
Yeah, mine could cost me years.
Who cares? Eddie, let me ask you something.
Yes.
Did you kill 2 people in 1977?
I cannot answer anything, Anthony, please.
Eddie, let me ask you another question. Were you accurate in your stories of yesterday?
Anthony, I can't answer anything.
That's why I'm phrasing it that way.
Anthony, listen.
Eddie, okay, let me ask you this.
How about this?
What?
I'll come down to the station and I'll talk to you off the air.
Let me ask you. We could do the off-air conversation here on the phone. We could take you off the air, and you will only hear my side of the conversation.
Eddie, you're free to leave your apartment.
Yeah, well, there's a squad car down the block.
That's rare in New York.
Dude, this guy's just out of his mind.
I think he's out of his mind. Eddie.
Yeah.
Eddie, let me ask you this.
Yes.
Are you known to be a liar?
No.
No. Do you tell a lot of lies?
No.
Have you lied recently?
No.
Are you on medication?
No, just for, I had a knee operation, that's it.
What kind of medication are you on?
I'm on Tylenol number 3, that's nothing.
Are you delusional?
No.
Have you been in a mental institute?
Nope.
Are you now, or have you ever been homosexual?
No, Norton, you sick bastard.
Hey, Norton, you better watch yourself. End up like some Colombian.
Eddie, do you play Grand Theft Auto 3?
No, I don't play none of those games. I don't even own I have a computer, I don't even know how to put it on.
It's a great game, Eddie. You would enjoy it. We should hook him up with a PlayStation 2 in that game.
So, Eddie, the detectives came to see you. They asked you
They were here
questions.
about 45 minutes.
They were satisfied with your answers, and you're free to go.
So far.
You don't know how to turn a computer on, but you were brilliant enough to conceal 2 murders?
Are you sticking to your story, Eddie?
Yep.
You could get yourself in a lot of trouble, you know. Now you got the cops involved, the media involved.
I know. I just saw New York 1. I couldn't believe it. They're running the story every half hour.
They sure are, Eddie.
Jesus, Eddie.
But
Eddie,
I got to stay off the phone.
Eddie, we're giving you a chance to come clean, because you're going to get yourself screwed if you're just a nutcase.
Look at Carl from Jersey. Eddie's nervous little laugh just now was just precious. Just precious.
They told me to stay off the phone.
You really scared Patty, too, man. She was shaking in her mandibles.
Oh, listen, I wouldn't hurt Patty. Come on.
Eddie?
Yeah.
Eddie?
I cannot say nothing, Anthony.
Were you on the phone with Pharrell this morning?
Yes.
And you were talking about the Yankees?
Yeah.
What was the point you wanted to get across?
I wanted to get across saying that they should get rid of Tory and, let the...
Do you mean get rid of him? Like...
No, not that way.
Oh, okay. Well, Betty, come on. How am I supposed to know with you? When you say get rid of somebody, I'm thinking...
No,
Joe
not like
Torre.
getting rid of the trash.
Wait a minute. You think they should get rid of Joe Torre?
Yeah, he doesn't do nothing.
All right,
If
it's
it wasn't
official.
for
This guy is...
Zimmerman-
Yeah, now you
How
are crazy.
stupid are you? You think that Joe Torre should be fired as Yankee manager?
Well, I think he should be let go because, he just sits there like a lump on a log.
What do you want him to do? Play center field? You dope. He's the manager.
2 murders is one thing, but now I think you're crazy.
Anthony, I can't say nothing. I don't want to go on the radio because they're monitoring the radio. They say.
No one's listening to this show today.
Yeah, right.
About you.
Yeah, come on. The PD's the biggest people that listen to you. Come on, give me a break.
Eddie, this can help your case. If you're,
No, it can't.
Hold on, no. If you're nuts, then just admit that you just made up all this crap to be on our show. You got a lot of bigwigs listening to this radio right now.
Look at Bo from Cleveland, man. Totally getting it. He goes, O&A, look at Eddie, Carl Confessor.
Eddie, you're sticking to the story you told us yesterday.
I cannot speak on the phone.
But he did say he is not a liar. You're not a liar, Eddie.
Right. That's all I can say is I
And when are they coming back?
they're probably knocking on my door right now if I hang up on the phone.
Are you a little paranoid, Eddie?
Yes, now I am. Wouldn't you?
No.
No, not at all.
You're full of crap.
Eddie, just admit you were lying. Admit you wanted some fame. Admit that you wanted to be on our show.
Would that help my case?
Call from Jersey says Eddie won't get arrested until they have some evidence. Otherwise, they can only hold him for 24 hours. That's what Carl from Jersey says.
Yeah, is Carl from Jersey a lawyer?
that sound?
Oh, I don't want to hear that sound.
That sound, Eddie.
Well, listen, you ain't going to be hearing from me for a while. I'll check in maybe next week, okay?
Medication time. Medication time.
No. All right?
Well, Eddie, I don't know. We kind of want to get to the bottom of this. You don't take any medication.
I'm on Tylenol number 3. I told you that.
Yeah, but does it come in a pill that says Thorazine on it?
No, it's not. Give me a break.
Well, I just want to know.
Can you move your hands right now, or are you in a straitjacket?
Come on. Give me a break. What do you think? I'm talking on the loudspeaker? I'm holding the phone.
Eddie, everyone in New York City is talking about you today. Pretty much everyone in the country that listens to this radio show.
See, you got better ratings.
Do you still drive a truck, Mr. Cheswick?
No, I'm retired. I put my 20 years in, and that was it.
All right, so you're sticking to your story, I guess.
Well,
How do you retire after driving a truck? Did you make some good investments?
Yeah.
What did you invest in?
The company.
Bubblegum shrimp?
What company did you invest in?
Let's see, Disney, American Airlines, let's see.
Oh, yeah, that's a hot one right now, American Airlines.
Back then.
Back then, Jim.
Oh.
Yeah, Jim. Leave the murder guy alone.
You sit down. No, I won't.
Do I have to come down and kick Jim's ass? No, not that way.
Hey. You know what Jim looks like, right?
Yeah, I know.
Okay,
I saw him at Spider-Man. He looked good.
Thank you.
Ernie up from Jersey said the cops are pulling a Robert Blake on Eddie. Kind of just keep an eye on him.
Yeah,
maybe.
that's what they're going to do. I forget it. They're probably going to put a hearing device on my phone, whatever the hell you call it.
But do you think you'll tap your phone, Eddie?
I don't think they really need to tap your phone.
Yeah.
I think there's a few people listening right now, Eddie. So why don't you come clean so we can move on?
I can't speak about it.
Angel face.
Listen, it's Mom's box. Remember that.
What?
Is that a code word? Oh, my God, people are dying right now because
That's
of
what
this
you
code
told
word.
me to say yesterday. Mom's box.
Your mom's box.
Your mom's box.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Joe wants to know if Eddie's playing cards with Nicholson and an Indian chief. Is that possible?
Are you talking about your wife or talking about your life?
You know, I'm changing my stance on this whole thing.
What are you
I
saying?
think this guy is absolutely out of his effing
You
mind.
think he's just a lunatic that made up a story?
Eddie, you're out of your effing mind.
Listen, if you met me, you wouldn't think I'm not out of my mind. Give me a break.
You're nuts.
Okay, then I'm nuts.
What is it with the name Eddie?
Well, my name is Edward. They call me Eddie.
Ed Wood?
All right, Eddie.
Bob's saying that Eddie said he's going to climb Mount Everest and put a WOW sticker on top,
Yeah.
too.
How about getting me a new Wild shirt? My Wild shirt was like hell.
Eddie, the opinion is starting to turn here. A lot of people just saying you're just a mental case.
You're crazy.
You're out of your mind.
Are you crazy?
That's a good defense.
Have you ever been in
No, I've never been institutionalized.
You've never been institutionalized.
No, come on, give me a break. I never got arrested either.
You've never had a nervous breakdown?
No.
Have you been giving Jim your medication?
Who the hell's Jim?
Eddie,
Yes.
have you ever had major surgery?
I had open heart surgery. That's
Oh.
about it.
All right.
Did you hurt your back trying to lift the sink to throw it through the window?
And Junk Mail Jerry saying Eddie has to be corrected.
Eddie, do you like juicy fruit bubble gum? Thank you.
I like bazooka.
You're married man, Eddie?
Yes. 23 years.
Married man.
Where's your wife? We want to talk to your wife.
She's at work.
She had to be corrected along with my children.
She's at work.
Can we call your wife at work?
No, don't. She'll probably lose a job.
Are you guys still together?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Oh, so she lives with you?
Yeah.
Relax.
Yeah.
I wonder if I don't think you said that yesterday.
Yeah, you said that you were separated
Yeah, we were
from
separated, but we're still good friends. She lives here 3 days out of the week. I mean, that's still considered living together. Come on, give me
What? 3 days out of the week? Where does she stay?
her sister's house out in Patchogue.
And where's your daughter right now?
She's out in Patchogue with my sister-in-laws.
So let's talk to your wife.
No, I can't do that, man. Opie, I can't do that, man.
Well, she's got to know what's going on by now.
Oh, yeah, she knows what's going on.
And what does she think of this whole thing?
She doesn't believe it was me.
She doesn't believe that you killed two guys.
Yeah.
Eddie, what concerns me is how your mother's going
okay,
to
put
feel
it this
about
way. I didn't kill nobody, okay? Put it that way.
Oh, wait. Are you saying now you didn't kill anybody?
Yeah, I didn't kill nobody. So everybody gets off my back, okay?
Well, now, are you lying, Eddie?
I'm not saying anything else because I'm afraid they might be knocking on my door again.
You're getting paranoid, right?
Yeah, of course I am. Wouldn't you?
So you thought this was a good idea yesterday, and now you're realizing that a lot of heat's coming down, and you.
Yeah, the heat. Of course, the heat. I mean, I had four detectives over here, man. What the hell do you want me to do?
Three a minute ago. You want to watch the ball game? Put your hand up.
I had three detectives and two uniformed officers outside.
What did they think about your place?
They said it was nice and clean.
Did they?
They even checked my refrigerator to see if there was food in it.
Food or heads? Eddie, did they have guns out when they came in?
No.
No, huh?
They were nice guys. They were just asking a whole bunch of questions like you are.
Eddie, you're just nuts.
Are you just nuts, Eddie?
No, I'm not nuts.
Because you did say yesterday, too, that you told your wife you did this, so she's known for a very long time. And now you're saying today that she doesn't believe you killed anybody.
Still, put it this way, I lied. Just to keep everybody off my back, I lied, okay?
Eddie, you should be out bird dogging chicks and banging beaver.
What'd you lie about, Eddie?
I'm not supposed to be on the radio. They don't want me on the radio, man.
But you said you lied. You lied about what?
I'm just saying I lied, okay? Just for my sake, I lied, okay?
Now you're saying you made up the whole thing.
I lied, okay?
Now he's saying he lied, but I think he's lying when he says he's lying.
Listen, let me go. And will you send me a new WOW shirt or what, you bastard?
Oh, my God. Uh-oh. Better send him one quick.
Yeah, we'll send you a whole box.
You want my address? I'll give it to Rick.
Eddie's wife is a Chinese delivery boy that he captured and keeps tethered to the bed.
You bastard.
Mark from Philly.
Do you want the two girls to bring you the WOW shirt when they hand Scatman Crothers liquor and try to get in the window?
Why don't you deliver them, Norton?
I'm on my knees, brother.
Why don't you deliver them, Norton?
So are they satisfied with what you said today and they're not coming back, Eddie?
I don't know.
And that you're just nuts?
They just told me to stay off the radio. And
you just did 20 minutes of radio with us.
I know, but
proving that you're nuts.
Well, can I give you my address off the ad so I could get a T-shirt at least out of this before I probably get locked up?
So now you're saying you did all this for a T-shirt?
No, listen. All I want.
He's cracking. Let's just get him to
I
crack.
know. That's
listen. I cannot be on the phone.
You're cracking on us. You did all this.
You want me to hang up on you guys?
You did this all for a WOW T-shirt.
No, I didn't.
You're not a loony boy. You're a fisherman.
and we already have your address.
All right.
Yeah.
Then send it to me, okay? I'll call you next week once everything settles down.
Is it safe to say that you'll be at this address next week?
I hope so.
Hope so.
Okay?
All right. I don't know. He's
so do I expect my
nut?
Do I expect my T-shirt then?
Eddie, everyone's starting to say you're just a nut.
That you're just a kook.
That you're a kook.
Listen, I'm not a kook.
Why else would you say you killed two people?
Listen, just...
Only crazy people would get on the radio and say that they killed people and stick to that story unless they either did it or were crazy.
Okay, then I'm crazy.
You're crazy.
Now you're admitting you're crazy.
I just want to get the heat off my back, all right?
So you think just calling us up today and saying you're crazy that everyone's just going to let this drop?
Yes, for a while. So let me get, let me get my senses back. I mean,
Good luck.
Yeah, I know. But Rick has my address, right?
We got your address, your phone number.
All right.
What you've been up to the last 15 years. We pretty much got everything.
I'll call you next week. I don't know from where, but I'll call you next week.
God, this is a great radio tease, huh?
Okay?
All right.
Eddie, I got to go on record and say I think you're completely nuts.
Right.
All right.
You didn't weigh the chain, did you, Eddie?
No.
I think you got yourself in a lot of trouble, Eddie.
Yeah. I think you were trying to do something a little wacky, maybe, and you got yourself in a jam, didn't you?
I'm in a jam as it is. So, listen, let me get off the phone, O&A, all right? I appreciate what you've done for me.
You do? What did we do for you?
Well,
You are nuts.
just take care of Stalker Patty. Just make sure she don't sleep in the street.
You mean take care of her?
No, you know what I
What do you
mean.
mean? Oh, because I'm wondering what you mean by that.
Don't let her sleep in the streets or anything, okay?
So we should put her out of her misery?
No, come on.
Well, I'm wondering.
Put her up in a hotel or put her someplace up nice,
All right, Eddie.
all right?
All right, Eddie.
Frenchie
I'll call you
he's
next
a
week.
real pussy. He didn't call in on this one.
No.
I'll call you next week, all right?
So, Eddie, I'm assuming that the detectives paid a visit and they're happy with what you had to say and that they're going to go away, right?
I hope so.
Well, there's really no proof. I mean, they can't find the bodies. What are they going to do, arrest you with no bodies? They can't do it. They can't arrest you.
Oh, Eddie didn't
But
kill
they can make my life miserable, though.
By
Your life
what?
sounds
You
miserable.
continuing to live it the way you are? How could they make it worse?
Eddie, you didn't kill anyone, right?
I cannot say. I can't say nothing, okay?
He can't say nothing.
My mom's box, okay?
Well, you can't add okay because then it doesn't work.
All right. Well, you know what I mean.
But now your last words are, you know what I mean.
Yeah. I'll speak to you next week.
Next week is the last words you're going to say?
And have a good show. I'll be listening to you if I'm in the joint.
For what? They can't lock you up for bad radio.
Yeah. Well, I'm just afraid because I've never been in this position before.
Uh-huh.
And what's the position you're in?
Well, cops in front of my door, detectives inside my house.
Eddie, you kind of like it, don't you? You kind of like the attention?
No, I don't.
Is that it?
No.
Is that why
I'm not.
Is that why you're lying and saying that you killed two people and?
Yeah, I lied. Okay. Just let me go, okay, Aunt?
You can go anytime you want, Eddie.
All right.
Don't be so depressed about it. We've all done silly things and then had to confess to them. It's not a big deal. Don't feel bad about it. Who cares?
Now
You're a little fib.
You're feeling foolish now.
No, I don't feel foolish. I just feel afraid.
Because you never, ever killed two
I feel
people.
afraid for my wife and daughter's sake.
You never
I would
killed
too.
anyone, right?
Yeah.
Just let me go, okay? I'll call you next week, all right? If you let me call you.
Yeah, but dude, the important thing is, do you think that Giambi should be playing first or designated hitting?
You're bad, Norton. All right, you take it easy, guys, all right?
You didn't answer the question. I'm asking you a real question. What do you think? You're calling for all about sports. What do you think? Before you go.
He should be DH.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
All right, you take it easy, guys, all right?
Oh, yes, Eddie.
And I expect my wild T-shirt.
What are you going to do if you don't get it?
Extra large.
Eddie, Al Cowlings is on the line asking if you need a ride.
I drive faster than he does.
All right, you kook.
All right. Bye-bye.
Wait, Ed?
Yeah.
There you go. You got him. All right.
The guy's
He's a
out of his
kook.
mind.
He's out of his mind. He's a crazy person. He's a crazy person.
We'll take a break, Anthony.
All right.
Maybe some of our friends could give us a call and tell
I
us
can't talk.
what the F is up.
I can't talk. I can't talk.
They said not to go on the radio, so what does he do? He goes on the radio.
Goes
for
on the
half an
radio.
hour.
Oh, here's what New York One is now reporting. Radio talk show murder confessed deemed a hoax. Police said Wednesday that the story of a man who confessed to a murder on the Opie and Anthony radio show yesterday is a hoax, and the case is no longer being investigated. They're not even going to look into see if he possibly did do this, even if he was just some kook talking. It's over.
But he's still a kook.
The NYPD originally said it was taking the matter seriously, but after an investigation, the story was deemed a hoax. That's it. It's over, Johnny.
Yep.
It was our little day in the sun.
It was a fun day, though, man. It was a fun day.
Did we get any inside word on what some of the things that they learned about Eddie? Because I'm hearing things. Keep the cop in the studio.
How are you?
Hey, how you doing? Since it's no longer an open investigation.
You know, when you show up to a guy's house and he's standing there with nothing on but a Giants jersey, no underwear.
Giants? He was supposed to have a Wild T-shirt on, that bastard.
Well.
Wait. Is this fact?
It's from a reliable source.
Yeah, from a reliable
So
source.
the detectives show up, and he just has a Giants jersey, no underwear on. Oof. And he's just standing there.
Yeah.
Was it Tom from New Orleans?
How you guys doing?
About time you got her.
Come on in. Well, I called up and said I was a murderer.
How do you like my accent?
That's nice. So he answers the door like that, and then I guess the detectives go in, and is there any... No, I'm saying is there. I know. What did the place look like? Get this.
From an unconfirmed source, it's just... We probably should do a cribs there. It's basically what it comes down to.
Really?
We should send
What do they
somebody
see?
over with. He's,
They're just going to let this guy be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, he's giving me the sign.
Did they say
I can't say anymore.
how big a boy Eddie is?
Yeah, was he packing, Keith?
No.
Wait, is it true that it was like a shrine to the O&A show and
Very similar
this
to
station?
what this studio looks like today.
Because I'm hearing there's WOW stickers plastered all over, like, the walls, and the phone number of this station written everywhere on the walls.
Are you in blood?
Like he's just completely mad. Why don't we set up a cribs?
Colombian blood.
See if the guy would be up for letting us get a camera in there. Crazy Eddie the Murderer, not murderer cribs.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, Eddie Cribs. I want to run with that.
My wife lives with me 3 days a week. Shut it.
Does not.
It really annoyed me.
I also heard from unconfirmed sources that he's 13 years unemployed. He called that retired. You want to think. And he's taking all kinds of mind-altering psychiatric medications.
I'd like to tussle his hair with a bat.
I think he's really married then? Or
probably not.
Probably divorced.
Unconfirmed sources
Formerly
say.
married.
Formerly married.
Does he really have a kid, though?
Who knows?
Yeah.
Proud of her dad being naked in a Giants jersey.
Yeah.
That's
in
my
front of
pop.
the police in a shrine to this radio station.
Not that there's anything wrong with being nude. When you hit a bell, don't you put on a pair of boxers, you jackass?
Put a little something on. Unless you got a long, spanky going to bed kind of nightgown. I don't know.
A night before Christmas nightcap.
With the little nightgown and the hat.
Just a little
How you guys doing? He comes to the door with a single candle and that little thing you hold a single candle in. Little shadow. Flickering flame. What the hell is up with those PJs?
So they have no doubt in their minds that he's a kook.
He is a kook.
Yeah, and they say this was an absolute 100%. This guy just is a nut. And see, I wouldn't deem that a hoax. A hoax seems like he like planned to say this for the radio. It sounds like he's just a kook that like comes out with this stuff, makes up these little stories. He's a nut, telling tall tales.
Hey, where's Ron and Fez today?
Yeah.
They don't want to look ridiculous with us?
Come on, look ridiculous.
Come on in and look ridiculous with
Where
us.
are they? Are they here?
Yeah.
They got to be here.
Fez, they're avoiding us like the plague. Where's Fezzy?
You know why? When when everyone assumed that this guy might have murdered these people, it was like this was a police station and O&A got the collar.
That's right.
Even though Ron and Fez had the perp and kind of introduced us to the perp, we got the collar. It seemed a little unfair.
I do believe it's all Ron and Fez's fault.
It is. Actually,
blame them.
somehow they'll be able to blame their producer, Al Dukes, for it.
Didn't he hang up on the guy or something?
Yes. Which, see, maybe he had a little more sense than everyone else.
Yeah, why get press for the show? No, he doesn't.
Hi, Fez.
Fez! All I can say is thank God we have a producer like Al Dukes who keeps these crackpots off our show. Ronnie, what happened to your boy Eddie there?
I know we got a guy tonight who says he's found the Lindbergh baby.
Oh, is that it?
Between 7 to 11. You get enough wild stickers up in here today?
You know, I am disgusted by this program. Every time a news organization wants to drop in,
right?
We want it to look so spontaneous. It has to be 100, 150 wow stickers plastered all over the studio, laying on the console. There's huge wow banners.
There's one on Anthony's forehead.
Everywhere. It looks like Eddie's bedroom. Eddie's bedroom, right. I hear it's a shrine.
All right, the real joke there, you know that was Fez doing Eddie's voice yesterday.
It was.
Right?
Do it now. I killed 2 guys in 77, right after the first son of Sam murders. Well, you did it. You broke a story about a man on Zoloft. Way to go. You did it. You pulled it off. We're breaking ground here. We're like Geraldo, opening up that goddamn vault. Right? We opened up the vault that was Eddie the murderer, and we find a guy there with a pill in his hand and a glass of water. Nothing.
Here's the odd thing. Eddie, white guy. Who would have known? We're used to the other calls.
Yeah.
You know, yesterday, Ron and Fez really wanted to be us, and today they're so happy to be themselves.
You guys effed up. What can I tell you? You guys are pathetic.
That'll be tomorrow's headline to the Post.
Can we send Ron and Fez's picture to the Post real quick? Hey, Frankie, what's going on?
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
They ran it at 6 o'clock on CNN.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, man, listen, I swear to you, Eddie's my brother. I swear to you.
Click.
All right.
What a tool. Yeah, so we were bamboozled by this Eddie Kook guy.
Sure.
Well, no.
We sounded crazy.
I'm not going to say that. No way.
No?
From the beginning, we said he might be just delusional.
Oh, I know. But, yeah, I guess he's just a nut that likes blurting this stuff out.
But on the other hand, what would you say if the cops eventually showed up and the story's on TV? Wouldn't you be saying, hey, I was fooling around?
Hey.
Because like you said, nobody's ever going to find those bodies.
That's true. He cut them all up and burnt them.
He's just one of those lonely people. It's like Elliot Nyborg just likes talking to salespeople.
Is that it?
Oh, it is.
And then we had a shot of whiskey, and we just sat there, and we just let it go. Come on, I got a DVD player, too. Lord, don't act like, oh, he's so hip. He's the only one who gets Glengarry Glen Ross references.
I hate when I do one and I just get looked at.
Why? It makes it fun.
Yeah. You want people to enjoy with you.
They enjoy it out there. We had detectives, Ron and Fez.
Yeah.
Detectives in our office, first of all, looking around like that was a crime scene.
Right.
One of them goes, what's with the Mary-Kate and Ashley poster? It's an inside joke. We'd have to go way back for that. You best just concentrate on this murder. And then they were looking for pictures, so we had to go through a bunch of the archive pictures from appearances that have happened, the events that you guys did.
Sure.
Because he seems to be your guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's your guy now.
He's always spotted on our grassy knoll.
Your guy.
He didn't go on my desk, did he? And find that old stage makeup I like to keep in there before the show. I'm not going to make it 4 hours. Got that? Yeah, coke joke.
Oh, that's great.
we got that.
Yeah, so, we had detectives, and then we were going through pictures. Do you have pictures of him? He's the guy with the big scar down his chest, I guess. He had heart surgery.
Yeah,
no pictures.
He and Patty have a picture together somewhere, I guess.
Yeah? Yeah, because I guess that's how Patty hooked up with him.
Right.
Oh, Patty was interviewed on the news, and now the news, nothing. They're not even running with this.
Yeah.
It's a waste of videotape.
Great.
It's over.
All right.
We could have just sat here and not exposed it as a hoax.
Yeah, that's the angle you should have taken. Hey, we're not giving it away like on the journalistic privilege.
And
kept
then
it going
let
for
the
a week.
news go at it a while more.
Yeah.
Right, sure.
I thought you guys handled it well, though. I mean, why, when you're getting all the press in here, would you want it to go on? You might as well just go, no, it's a hoax, go home.
If a kooky guy says that he killed a couple of people, what the hell are you supposed to do? You run with it. And this guy said he killed people. He's a kook. So he's still a kook. I'll give him that, and I'm still not sure he didn't kill a couple of people.
I think he killed them. If I had to bet, I got $100 says he killed them.
We'll never know.
I don't ever eat Jell-O anymore anyway.
Yeah.
That's out of the question.
Just knowing that...
I didn't even know it was a meat byproduct until like about 6 months ago.
Gelatin. Meat. Meat fat.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we gotta take a break and play What Do We Learn, and then we gotta step aside for Ron and Fez, who are next here.
Yeah.
It's just sad seeing the staff come through and take down all the WOW posters and everything. Media day's over.
Ridiculous, all the WOW things that were... Get signage up. Ugh, whore. It just says whore.
We showered in everything today, too.
You look great.
Thanks.
Go on for sushi after the show. Make this thing work.
Yeah, but his
Make it
collared
work,
shirt
boy.
really bothers me. You
I
never dress
always wear collar shirts.
up looking all snazzy.
I got my Sears Toughskins.
ABC, always be closing.
I know.
We like the references.
Put
for
the coffee down.
Coffee is for closers, you F.
All right. What do we learn?
Sticker?
What do we learn next?
Robin.